Hi everyone, delonewolf here with some more EVE Online, and since I happen to be in Solitude anyways, and I've been getting some requests for another video about research, manufacturing and POSes, I thought why not take the opportunity to talk about that a little bit. I've made videos about this before, but I understand that it's not always easy to go back and find those. So let's have a quick chat about this. First of all, at the moment, all I'm doing is research manufacturing from high-sec stations, so completely safe and nothing to worry about on that end. You can of course do everything with POSes and even more than what you can do in normal stations, but you can also get a nice basic setup going in high-sec stations. And let's start with some research. As you can see over here, I have some BPOs, blueprint originals, like the catalyst and the fuel block BPOs, the salvage drone BPO, etc. And if a high-sec station has research capability, which this one does, you can then start improving the material and time efficiency of these blueprints and take copies. For instance, I'm copying the Vexor blueprint at the moment. I'm also researching the Talos blueprint from 50 to 55, the Algos drone control unit and Omen blueprints are pending at the moment, because all these slots have, in high-sec stations, they have a waiting time because other people are also using them, especially material efficiency is extremely popular. You can have waiting times of 20 to 30 days easily in high-sec stations. That's the big drawback, of course. It's the trade-off for safety. Depending on the blueprint, I mean, for this small salvage drone blueprint, which I've already researched to 100 material and 200 productivity, I'm not going to make BPCs. Instead, once I get a high-sec to high-sec wormhole, I'm going to transport that one over to my main production station in Iona and start making some of these. But for the larger BPOs, such as the Vexor and the Talos, I definitely do use copies, which I bring over whenever it's safe, in order to actually manufacture some of them. Now, in order to manufacture itself, you need either a BPO or a blueprint copy. And let's say that I want to make some Galente fuel blocks. I should have some of the resources here. Instead of like material research and time efficiency research, I can just use manufacturing. Let's see if I can do 10 runs. And peak installation, just like with the research slots, you also need some manufacturing slots. These are usually available straight away. And then I can click OK. Oh, I don't have enough liquid ozone, but I'm not missing that much of it, so I should be able to do 9 runs. Let's have a quick look if that works. Yep, I've got all of that. It'll show all the materials needed. None of them are missing anymore. So once I do accept quote and I go back to my, I do have to pay a small bit of ISK. Let's have a quick look here, 1000 ISK, so that's nothing to write home about. But you can see that the manufacturing of Galente fuel blocks is in progress and will be finished in 21 minutes. So then I'll have some extra Galente fuel blocks in case we do want to set up a POS anywhere in the future, and I have 6000 of them ready as we speak. Then once that's done, I should be able to leave here and actually go back to Iona, since all my research slots are filled. I can do 5 at the same time at the moment. So let's pause this, go to my jump clones, Iona Creodron, that should be a +4, there you go. I'll jump to him. Ooh. And I guess I won't jump from here, because I already have a jump clone set up in this station. So I'll have a quick move up to Mare, where I have some PvP ships, and I'll get my my clone up there before I jump clone. And then I can show you what happens after you finished manufacturing, since I do have a job ready over there. But like I said, the very first step is getting some BPOs ready and start researching them. Now, depending of course on what you're trying to build, you need different resources. All the Tech 1 ships up to capitals and super capitals, they need mostly mining stuff like tritanium, mexalon, pyrite, course also Megasite and some of the 00 minerals. If you're trying to make rigs, you need salvage components. And then for Tech 2 stuff, there's a whole other list of materials you need, and for Tech 3 stuff you obviously need stuff from wormhole space. And that's the one gap basically in my knowledge. It's how you get Tech 2 and Tech 3 BPCs, because you don't have blueprint originals for Tech 2 and Tech 3, or you have some Tech 2s from bygone days that are still in the game, but at the moment you can't just buy new ones from the market, and you have to research your way into blueprint copies of these ships or find them through exploration. Or is that for faction ships? That's for faction ships. And I don't really know how that goes. As far as I know, you need some of the Tech 1 equivalent materials. For instance, for an Ishtar BPC, you'll need some Vexors, and then you need to do something in order to get an Ishtar BPC, and then you can start producing that with the extra materials for Tech 2 stuff. That's very complex. I haven't looked into it myself. I might at some point, but I'm really still in the process myself of getting some half decent Tech 1 BPO, such as the Talos. I'd like maybe to go up to a battleship BPO at some point, and maybe even a carrier one, in order to do research in them before I start on Tech 2 and Tech 3 manufacturing. And I should be getting towards Mare now, so I'll be able to jump clone. Yeah, then depending on what you prefer to produce or what's best for the market, you can then just start manufacturing them, either buying all the resources from the market or mining a lot of them yourself like I do. And then obviously you can start to either use the stuff you manufactured. For instance, the fuel blocks, we're just keeping them for ourselves in case we do decide to put up a boss. You can also make, if I could make 5 Vexors and I wanted to go out for some PvP in Losec, I could just use those. But you can also bring everything to the market and try to make some ISK that way. Obviously you do need to keep a close eye on your margins there. Let's see that I don't dock in the wrong station and I don't end up with another Velator. I wouldn't want another noob ship cluttering up my my personal assets tab. I already have quite enough of them, in my opinion. I need to clean that up sometimes actually. And then I'll be able to jump clone. Obviously you can do everything in bosses as well, and even more than what you can do in high-sec stations. And for that, let's have a quick look at star-based structures. You have all the different assembly arrays. Advanced large assembly array, for instance, can produce Black Ops, Marauders, battleships, and then you have medium ships, small ships, extra large ships. What does that do? Battleships, carriers, dreadnoughts, freighters, industrial command ships, capital industrial ships, etc. And then I think the biggest one is this one, the capital ship assembly array. Where capital ships can be manufactured. Anchoring this structure requires system sovereignty, so that's one that you can only anchor somewhere in 00. Yeah, with all these assembly arrays, you can simply anchor those in your POS, and then you can start producing whatever you want. There's also one for Tech 3 ships. That one's logistics and Tech 2 logistics and heavy assault cruisers, recon cruisers, etc. But yeah, with this tab, the assembly arrays, that's basically how you do everything I'm doing now for manufacturing in your POS. And of course you also have the mobile laboratories, which you can then use to research material efficiency and time efficiency, or copying without other people sharing your slots, and thus you win a lot of time that way. Of course you have to risk a POS for that. So we're here, so I should be able to jump clone now to Creodron factory. And there we go. Let's reactivate my skill queue. 3 days and 16 hours for salvaging level 5. And over here, let's go to my assets tab. and to my jobs, get jobs. Within 20 minutes, this manufacturing Galente fuel blocks will also come to the state ready, which I've manufactured one drone link unit, one from the BPC I have here. When I press deliver, what'll happen is I'll receive the BPC, the blueprint copy I'm using, if there's any runs left on it, which as you can see I have 2 drone control unit BPCs here, as well as an extra drone control unit. Let's just see if I can find it. Maybe do a search for it. Drone control unit. There you go. I've already produced 6 of them, and this is the 7th one. So that's actually 550 million worth of drone control units, so not bad. I've been saving them up. Obviously, if you want a carrier, you have to prepare some of the mods for that as well. So that's basically the delivery finally of your manufacturing. And let's actually take a ship here, a mining ship, and that's a quick overview of once again of researching BPOs, manufacturing stuff, and like I said, you can do all of this in POSes as well. The biggest reason why you would do this is either to save time, obviously on your mobile laboratories. You will save a lot of time by being able to do your research. That the trade-off is of course risk, because a POS does tend to attract attention. And finally, if you want to build super capitals and stuff like that, you do need a POS in 0sec, where you have, what's it called, capital ship assembly array, where you have system sovereignty, so where you're completely in control of 00 system. It's the only way you can make like a Titan or a super carrier. Yeah, basically that's science, research, manufacturing and POSes in a nutshell. There's a lot more to POSes than that, of course, but if research and manufacturing is really what you're after, there's 2 options for you: either the HiSec route, which I'm currently using, or just set up your own POS, and then you'll save some time at the risk, of course, of being attacked and war decked. Anyways, there you go guys, quick overview once again of research and manufacturing, and I'll see you all next time.